My name is Shron, and I'm here at the Frugal Innovation Forum talking about data and data science. My background originally is in mathematics. I worked in the startup world in New York for several years, including at OkCupid, it's an online dating site. Worked there for a while, and then eventually realized there was just a lot of demand for working with data in intelligent ways in all different parts of the world. So Shron & Company, my company, works on a variety of different data challenges. We work primarily with more mature organizations, either NGOs or larger companies, but some startups as well. And what we do is we help people figure out what the right kinds of data are to collect, help them understand the right tools they need, and often build or run pilot projects with them to create the right kinds of tools and technologies, the right kinds of analysis to help them figure out how to use data more effectively. Data in the social sector is a very interesting question. Some uses of data go back a very long time. There are many parts of the social sector that have been using data to try to evaluate programs since at least the middle of the last century. What's changed more recently is that data collection has become cheaper and easier as more and more services have moved onto the internet, onto mobile phones, as we proliferated the existence of, for example, satellite data. So there are some things that we're now able to tap into that before were more difficult or remote or expensive. And so we're just at the very beginning of some moves within the social sector to take advantage of some of this data. There have been a variety of initiatives that were brought about by the United Nations with UN Global Pulse, also some work that's been done with the World Bank, just to start to bring these conversations up. There's an organization that I volunteered with in New York called DataKind, which as well connects data scientists, people who are experts in producing their own tools to work with data, connects data scientists with groups in the social sector to try to figure out how to apply some of these techniques and ideas that have come about in the private sector to the social sector. As I said, it's still early. There are a number of different successes that have been had, and they're primarily small. So the possibility of using data, even in organizations that don't have access to large amounts of expertise, come down to knowing how well-defined your problems are, and if there already are tools that can solve them. For many kinds of challenges, just working with existing data analysis tools like Excel and SPSS and R and some other things that are freely available and are usable by people with some amount of training, for many organizations that is quite sufficient. You don't have to write your own software from scratch. If you look at this private sector, this is also the same case. Most organizations, even very data-intensive organizations, rely more heavily on what are called BI or business intelligence tools than they rely on writing their own raw tools from scratch. Now, while there are a lot of advantages to having an IT team or a data science team that is predicated on writing custom tools that fit exactly the organization, for most organizations, it's a question of getting the right kinds of business intelligence tools more than the more advanced kinds of predictive analytics tools. I've been working with BRAC in an advisory role for the last 6 months, trying to help figure out how can they make data collection more effective and make data collection processes provide better data. BRAC collects a tremendous amount of data at this point, and most of it's still locked up in paper records at the point of collection. Data at BRAC has the potential to be extraordinarily valuable, both as a time saver within the organization. Right now, many reporting processes take very long periods of time. It's very difficult to get access to data, between different silos. But also, obviously, within a given program to help provide more effective, better services in whichever part of the organization it is. And at the moment, most data collection is being done in a highly manual fashion. The conversation has been around what are some of the programs that could be put into place to pilot some more digital, automated kinds of data collection, either through mobile phones or through standardized forms. I think one of the biggest things that we've learned so far is just the incredible importance of standardization within data collection, not necessarily of the format, but of the kinds of things that are collected. Big data can be useful, but first we need the right small data.